Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FMLFPL. Oh, yay! Welcome to FMLFPL Malone.
Swash.
Fucking Sunday pod.
Sunday pod. Big
Sunday pod, Tuesday deadline.
Big April month incoming.
Oh my God.
Oh.
We have risen. He has risen. You have risen.
Jesus Cristo back again, baby.
Back in action.
How great it is.
And then we'll do a normal pod Thursday, not a Patreon pod. We're going to do a live stream on Friday as usual, but we're going to do it on Discord because that's the new way we're doing it.
Can we just make one note, even though no one's going to have no one's going to care about this?
Yeah.
How fucking long have I been complaining to you about that Crowdcast app website?
Well, it works for me perfectly. And your computer is extremely fucked up. So.
Until when? All of a sudden?
No, it still works for me perfectly. It just started working for no one else.
Fuck off.
It just works. But I'm happy to switch, so I don't care.
All right.
Maybe Brian will find his way into the correct Discord channel this time. Where I'm rooting for you really hard, Brian.
Oh, boy.
How's your Game Week 30? Oh, wait, let me pull your team up here.
Yeah, 66 seems like pretty along the lines of most people.
I think so. Elite was actually a bit low, 60.8. So little. I mean, you got a 50K green actually, so a little above. Yeah. I mean, Captain Son Palmer got 5 more points, so that was the thing that happened there. Red card for Burnley. Mo got 3 less points, and that was majority of caps were Son or Mo. So we got a little boost there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you had the triumvirate, but I made up the points, I think, elsewhere. Like Bradley with 4s, not nothing.
Yep.
Tony got 500% the points of Ollie Watkins, not nothing. Raya coming in with a 5er, not nothing. So I had some not much but honest work chipping Raya in here and there.
Classic blank and an assist. I mean, like a 2-pointer plus an assist. 5-point haul.
I almost want a wild card the most to just fire him off into the sun.
I knew this was coming. I mean, obviously, if anyone's been listening to the pod for more than a day, I knew this was coming.
He's gotten me 1 save point since I've had him.
That's harder
I've had him for like 4 months.
5 months.
I've had him for actual fucking months.
Let me read Raya's saves.
He's got me 1 save point.
It didn't play for a while. 1, then 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 5. Home Palace in a 5-0 win for some reason is the game where he gets saves. What? What the fuck
1,
is that?
What do you mean? Why are you stopping there? 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
I was going to till the last save point. He's almost binary. I mean, he is Ederson. And he's
worse than Ederson.
We've been saying it for a while. Well, he's worse than Ederson because he's not injured, and so you have to start him every week. That's the only reason it makes him worse.
But the weekend there was a lot going on this weekend. We'll come across it. But 66 for me. So fine. Did solid. A nice +3 transfer, even though Kirk is in.
I didn't want to bring that up. But but you wouldn't have started him anyway, right?
No, I never would have. Yeah, he was last on the bench no matter what.
Yeah, so it is still +3, which is nice.
No, of course.
Bradley's so good that just no clean. He's just no clean, no return, two bones. Problem.
He is just a tinier, whiter Trent.
Well, they're completely different, but he's fucking amazing.
Does, in the game, it's the same shit. I mean, this was a Trent special and a 2-1, like no contribution, getting bonus points. Yeah. What about you over there?
I'm on 70, so a nice green as well. Brought in Mo for free. I had that wild card money stored in the bank, so that was a nice +4 because it let me bench Saka. Ollie injury, Matto seems like maybe an issue at this point, but the rest is good. And the double clean today was just ridiculous for my for my twin towers of Arsenal defenders, but no game actually occurred, and it turns out if no match happens, you just get clean sheet points. So it's amazing.
Yeah. That worked for you?
Yeah. I mean, the Son goal was just ridiculous for both of us. I mean, for all cappers, just like that was kind of everything. If he ended that game, dodging a billion points and getting nothing, we would not be looking so good. But then he gets the late goal and Max Bones, and now we're both on nice screens. So big. Cannot confirm March mug winners yet because the FPL site's not updated. So moving on.
Yeah, why would it be? It's only been 12 hours.
Yeah, I mean, so long.
They're busy.
Let me check the status. Not yet updated. Let's fucking go. Where should we begin?
Well, I definitely don't want to begin with a game that did not occur today. Don't even discuss it.
I kind of wanted to discuss it to get it out of the way, almost like it was just a disgusting affair. I don't know. I mean, from FPL, there's little to nothing to say. I would think maybe people are starting to question Saka, who might be hurt, question Haaland, I think wrongfully, but FPL wise, not much. You start your Arsenal defenders, whatever. Real life title stuff was big, though. I mean,
yeah, but no one cares about that. No one listens to us for that talk.
I do. I care about that.
keep it to yourself.
Yeah, I'm keeping it to myself. Yeah, so fuck it. I don't know. We don't have to talk about it. Horrible game, though.
It was still just yet another contribution to Haaland non-existent in games against teams that have any type of competency.
It was crazy, right? Man. He's so weird. I feel like he probably low-key kind of hates playing for Pep. I mean, which is really ridiculous to say after they win the treble in his first season. But like, dude, he must have had so much fun just running around in the Bundesliga where no one defends for Dortmund, just like on the break in space all the time. Just like, oh my God. And this game, he just does nothing. He never stretched his legs, never got out of first gear, barely touched the ball ever. 1v3 in the box, trying to receive
the whole game.
1v3 in the box the whole
game. Being
crossed to by Diash, Akanji, and Gvardiol, 3 center backs. Just dog shit.
On occasion.
It's just dog shit.
Bill contributed with some of that.
Yeah, a little bit if he wasn't tactically fouled. And it's just like, I don't know. Yeah. But then Arsenal also, I think, like, just, they could have won. Like, City were fucking wounded. Ake gets hurt in the game. I think there was 3 points on offer there, and they just played for 10 out of the 90 minutes and didn't win. But,
I guess it's more
good for my team.
Where do we go from here? Like looking at City's, fixtures upcoming, and Arsenal's too. Like, what bets do we want to make? Is it like City attack is going to start rolling some bad teams that they're playing upcoming, or they're going to kind of just slowly 2-0 their lives away? Is their defense going to be problematic because they have so many first teamers out? Like, who do you want? Like, are you still really happy with Haaland? Is this still going to be inevitable? I don't know.
Yeah,
where are you?
Ethical. Let's start with City. Ethical's question was, what do you think about a non-Haaland wild card with free hit still to play? Is it brave or dumb or both? But just looking at their fixtures, just even short term, let's fuck off the double in 34. Just look at 31, 32, 33. If this was a normal situation, their home Villa, at Palace, home Luton, I'm like, yes, they're still just going to fucking score a billion goals, score more than anyone in the league in these 3 games, probably. But their home Villa, who's also going to park, 2 days off after this Arsenal game, away Palace with Madrid 2 days off after that game, Luton sandwiched in between both Madrid ties. not ideal. I mean, you look at the way Kevin runs with a fucking parachute on his back. I'm like, he can't play all these games.
What?
You know what
Kevin?
I mean, like Holland can start all of them because he does nothing. I guess that's the benefit of like you never sprint. You can just play all. He'll start, I think, all of these games. Foden's gonna start 2 of 3. Jack random start, Doku random start. I mean, maybe the defense is a little bit more nailed than usual because of all the defenders. Yeah, all the injuries, but like I don't because of all the defenders.
Yeah, defense is good because they have defenders.
Clip it,
fucking awesome, dude.
But I don't know. I think Holland should still be in all teams, but I don't know about further than that. What do you think?
Why is Stones not flagged in the game? He's hurt.
On the bench, dude.
Was he on the bench?
Yeah, he was on the bench.
Just decoy
Pep
bench?
said after, like, he's close, which means he should be yellow flagged, but
he's edging.
Yeah, clearly if he was fit, he subs on. I mean, that's not a question, but
yeah, I agree with you on the Holland point. It's still just, more scary than anything, but
yeah.
I mean, he's been really bad for like a long time.
I
mean,
his
weird point returns are so pedestrian. Like, he's just a pound shop Ollie Watkins, honestly, looking at his FPL page, and he's fucking 15 million or whatever the fuck. So I think bigger question is, when are you going to captain him? And, who are you going to captain otherwise? Because if you're in the, if you're doing well, I don't think you're going to be really well placed to gamble without him. You just have him. You keep staying with the pack and make your differentials elsewhere. But
I agree.
Otherwise, it does feel like this is if not now, when then never kind of question, right? Because they do have a few decent home games. Towards the very back end, home Wolves 36, home West Ham 38. Which look like those would be good games for them. But there's a lot of aways. They should be a lot of tough aways. The Luton game, like we've talked about.
And the Champions League, sandwiched in between.
Yeah, Luton is the home banker, which is between the Cup game, the UCL game. So, yeah, it's a little bit questionable there with Holland. And, you can obviously see if you are on wildcard or have wildcard and you do click buttons and just make a team without him. Goes fucking far.
Yeah,
by not pretty
incredible.
Him. Yeah. So I think it's definitely worth experimenting with. But if you're playing for points, P for P, it's not probably advisable. Not advisable.
It's again like another statement that sounds really dumb. He scored 1 billion goals last season, but like he's a little bit flat track bullying a little bit, right? Like you mentioned, right? In these games that are hotly contested and the other team is competent or the other team just has like a good bus even, he just doesn't score. I mean, the only top 5 team he scored against was Liverpool, and that was like a very weird goal that Alisson probably should have saved anyway. And he gets 1 shot in the other Liverpool game, gets 0 shots against Arsenal, like barely any touches today. I think he had one half decent chance, like just not really in the game. That said, I think you can definitely make the argument that the only good teams in the league are City, Arsenal, and Liverpool, and he doesn't have any left.
Yeah.
And you look at Villa, right? I saw the match today, and I was like, oh, Emery's just doing the exact same thing, but they don't have Declan Rice. They don't even have Kamara. They don't even have McGinn. Their center backs aren't Saliba and Gabriel. It's Pau Torres and Diego Carlos. It's just different, so he could fucking brace and literally no one's surprised. But it's frustrating to own a guy when he just does this kind of regularly this season. And dude, he is one of the best finishers in the world. But this season so far, in terms of underperforming your non-penalty XG, it goes DCL, Nico Jackson, Erling Haaland in order.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those, seasons come, seasons go. Yeah. He will go up and down with that, but it's also just looking at how City just have been playing. I mean, it's hard because we just watched them play Arsenal, Liverpool, so it's probably a little bit too recency biasy. But they just like don't commit that many guys. Like they're just putting Haaland in there. He's isolated. He's all alone, and his best chance of scoring a goal is peeling off back post header where it's like some floating looping shit. Anyways, you can't get power. You're gonna score.
Also, like it's never not contested. I mean, I hope we hear Pep talk about this, with more hindsight eventually in the future. But he builds this treble-winning monster last season with 0 fullbacks. His best fullback by a landslide, Cancelo, fuck out of my team. 4 center backs, wins the treble. Then they come into this season, and what we're seeing now is he has 2 center backs essentially playing fullback. He has 2 center backs who are just in the final third playing crosses. And it's like, wait, what's happening? You need fullbacks if you're going to do this. Like I said, the crosses today were fucking Akanji, Gvardiol, and Diash. And it's just like, what the fuck is happening? So I don't know. The system seems weirdly imbalanced right now. But maybe Stones fixes it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, having a defender, it's like, all right, whatever. They're going to play some games. They won't play others. I'm sure they'll keep, 40% cleans or whatever for the rest of the season. They have a pretty easy run in. I mean, they have at Spurs, which, I don't even know if that's bad. I don't know what the fuck Spurs are doing lately, but they play some pretty, weak attacking sides. It's just more of like that. Then it's like, who do you get? It's the age-old question, which City defender.
I mean, we've both had Stones this season, both for complete unmitigated disasters, but he's still probably the most attractive, right? He's the one who's going to go into midfield, go into that number 10 position once he's fit. He's going to lead the team in bonus, play 100 passes, donger on set pieces. But, your guess is as good as mine if and when he starts. I have no idea.
Yeah, which is, if you're setting a wildcard team up, something you could
fuck around with that. Yeah,
you could probably easily absorb that. But
yeah, you can do like double Arsenal Stones and just have 2 obviously playing backup defenders and roll that out every week.
Yeah. What about Foden? A lot of people still have Foden.
I mean, I celebrated when he got subbed off. It was one of the 3 big bullets I needed to dodge today.
Would have celebrated more if it was 45 seconds earlier.
Oh my God, -2. Yeah, fucking lucky fucker. But yeah, I mean, he wasn't really in the game either. He was okay. He's still an incredible player, and he's going to start as much as possible. But, I mentioned this on the live stream, right? Like, it's that Luton game is just so much of the fantasy appeal depends on that game. Madrid is going to be, they're better than Madrid. Everyone knows that, but it's going to be fucking intense and stressful, and just sandwiching in that Luton game. They could win with literally anyone. Any City 11 you can.
Captain Jalv?
Captain Jalv. Like, honestly, this is when I profited from Jalv last season, right? It was like they're in the Champions League semifinals. Jalv is just like scoring every week. Like, I don't know. It's fucking madness. But it's like, if there was a way to guarantee Foden starting that game, I'm like, yeah, fucking hold him, dude, because he could hat trick that game. But I don't think there's any guarantee of that at all.
Yeah. That's fair.
And what about Arsenal? Saka injury?
Yeah, I mean, when is he not injured? I think
he limps up every game, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the bigger question with Arsenal is the fixtures are kind of tricky.
It's really, really tricky with Bayern and also Bayern sandwich in between.
Yeah, I mean, they have home Luton this week, which is obviously a fucking joke. Luton look like they look like a different team. They look like they're just totally cooked. But at Brighton's never going to be an easy one at the Amex. Villa between their Champions League game. At Wolves, Molineux is never easy. Chelsea, Spurs, Bournemouth should be a cakewalk. Man United, who knows at that point. Everton last day. It's like
they mentioned this on the Anfield Wrap. I haven't verified it, but usually they're good with this kind of stuff. But their schedule has fallen. They were saying their Arsenal schedule has fallen in a weird way so far this season, where they've done weekend, midweek, weekend in a row only once. And that was the Porto loss followed by the Brentford barely win in like the 88th minute. And if you look at their schedule coming up, it's Luton, then 3 days off for Brighton, then 2 days off for Bayern, then 3 days off for Villa, then 2 days off for Bayern, then 2 days off for Wolves. It's like, this is a fucking murderer's row all of a sudden.
Yeah, a lot of action.
I still feel really good with the defenders, but I'm like, when does Saka get his rest? Home Luton? Probably. Like if they take a lead, he gets subbed. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, he's subbed him at half. Like he subbed him at half in the Sheffield U game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like it's gonna be each game is kind of, I could see a very tricky test for them.
Yeah.
Each one in isolation, and they're still a really good team, obviously.
Great team. They're so good.
Looking at them as like, oh yeah, obvious triple. I mean, how many cleans do I really expect? I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Their defense is so overwhelmingly dominant that it's just like, I'm still starting them.
It doesn't matter.
I don't really care. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the attackers, like, I don't know. We'll get to our teams later, but I need to make money to get Haaland in for Ollie this week, which was always my plan. And I'm a little bit looking at Saka, right? It's like 2 days off before Luton. He fucking limped off and barely trained. I don't know. He might not start. That's not far-fetched to me. I mean, the good thing is the defenders to own, that kind of most people own, they're starting every game. Like, that's not really a concern for me, right? Even White.
Yeah.
So I think you just run them out. They're too good to not.
I'm not suggesting that you would bench them in really any fixture. I mean, they're not playing City or Liverpool, so I don't think you would bench them in any fixture.
And they cleaned both City games anyway.
Yeah. But, I mean, but I think it's more of just like, how many is it actually really good? Like, I mean, if you hold, do you buy another one? Do you only want one?
Right.
That I'm not sure about. Do you have any strong feelings about that? Like how many shares you should have in their defense? Because before I was thinking like I could have 3 and I'd be thrilled.
Yeah. If this was like a month ago, I love the triple up. I think double is sufficient now. I mean, there's still very few good defender picks in the entire game.
Right.
So having at least 2 of theirs seems really good. I mean, a lot of this also is what you mentioned before, right? If you want to be a little puntier, right? You want to go off Haaland or go off Saka or something like that. Like you can afford, Stones or VVD or something like that and start them every week. But most teams who are going, Haaland, Son, Saka, Mo, Palmer, and fill in the rest, you probably need just a cheap guy in that third spot. You can't really, I mean, you could risk it on Kivior, I guess, if you wanted, but then that means you don't have Saka. The math doesn't really work out, I think, because if you don't have Saka, you would fill that in, with, I don't know who, but my point is double Arsenal with a cheaper third guy, I think is sort of the meta just because of all the heavy hitting attackers.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Interesting. Weird, bad game. The other game today was fucking crazy. My team.
Your team?
Holy shit. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Easy one. I
mean, in the end, they absolutely fucking plastered Brighton. But for a while, it was a little like, oh my God, ropey, Wells, worldy and shit. But that died pretty quick. And then it was just like an absolute fucking
David Coote
down.
Masterclass.
Oh my God, Coote was just brilliant. He's the only reason Liverpool won. Let's go. Tinfoil hat.
He's astonishing.
He's the fucking dumbest fuck ever.
Cleans were out of fashion this game week, though. Villa cleaned as the only team on Saturday, and then it was the game where everyone wanted to bench their defenders today with both teams cleaning. That was it.
Yeah, not a lot of cleans. Not a lot of cleans. And that's the theme of the season. Yeah. Very few defender picks.
Yeah. Mostly.
I wonder if you sort defenders by just points per start, top 4 are Bradley, Rico Lewis, Tsimikas, and Trent. What?
It's pretty good.
What the hell is that? And then
Rico
next
Lewis
3 are 3 Arsenal. It's like, what? Yeah. What is the season, man? I don't really know. But yeah, I mean, Liverpool also, obviously, title race. The fixtures are more fine because I think the Europa League is less like we have to play our best 11 for 90 minutes against Atalanta, whereas like City and Arsenal will definitely do that in their two legs. Like Mo is obviously like everyone should get him. Darwin, I think, will start as many games as he possibly can. Virgil's starting every game. As of now, Bradley is probably starting every game. I mean, Trent said he's out for like 2-ish weeks, which means he probably misses United also. So Bradley might just start the next two and just keep being great. Diaz, dude.
Yeah.
Diaz is an actual talking point.
Yeah, I just have and always have since he's been in the league, had such a hard time kind of evaluating him and looking at him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he was, a millimeter away from having a fucking 20-pointer or whatever today.
Yeah.
He's just, his work rate and his motor and engine is off the charts. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. He's just sprinting in the 86th minute.
Yeah.
Rinsing everyone. Like he just walked on the pitch. He's just so erratic with his final touch, like his final ball, whether it's a pass or a shot. Like it's so erratic. And his underlyings have been so good. And watching him eye test is like, oh, wow, he's so close to this, or he's so active, or he's like so much this or so much that.
Yeah.
And also, he still feels like he's just a return a week kind of player, which is like, he's just like a better version of Bowen or something, like someone who I'm like upper mid-price pick, probably going to get a return, like usually kind of guy.
Yeah.
And
but
is there more than that? Probably not. But is that good enough? Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with all of that. I mean, the thing that we kind of suspected was like his shot numbers went out of control, mostly just because of all Liverpool's injuries, and he just kind of had to like try and carry because there was no forwards. And that said, he's putting up the best numbers of his career this season, in terms of just like shots and XG and all that shit.
Yeah. He should be, though.
And lately, which is not a short amount of time, it's been 2 months of this. He's just been a monster. Absolute monster. Since like end of January, he's just been a fucking beast in FPL, IRL, stats, every imaginable way. I mean, you were shouting when we were talking about the game today, just like some Mane stuff, and it was like that goal that got ruled offside. I mean, that's such a Mo to Mane moment. It's just like he's running behind there. Mo like curls one
right
in.
behind, right behind the line.
And even his goal was just like unbelievable today. Just like he's just like, I'm just making this run, and hopefully the ball ends up there, and he just like improvises a finish. I mean, we were kind of in agreement saying like Darwin is clearly better, but man, Diaz just keeps fucking doing it. Extra point per goal, all that kind of stuff. Diaz is a pick, man. I mean,
he's a pick.
The Liverpool, obviously, just best attack in the league. He'll start pretty much every game. They have the double. It seems like a good pick right now, I think. Especially for people who are like downgrading elsewhere to get Mo or something like that. I think he's viable.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
I guess there's not much else to say about that.
Yeah. And Darwin kind of was invisible today, just doing whatever really it is that he does.
Quiet game, yeah.
Yeah, periodically just kind of pulling out wide and not too involved. But
yeah.
I mean, they play Sheffield. The thing with Liverpool is their fixtures, I think, are just incredible. I mean, they have their fair share of ways to come. Yeah, I mean, I think just through to the end of the year. Like, I mean, as I keep reiterating, I'm never too high on their clean sheet prospects just by nature of the way they play. But from an attacking standpoint, I mean, they could score 3 goals every game for the rest of the year, and I would be like, oh yeah, of course.
The rest factor, or not the rest factor, the pile-up factor is where I get worried. Is those 3 away games in a row, right? Like the double starts with at Atalanta on Thursday. Then it's a couple days off for at Fulham. Then it's 2 days off at Everton. Then it's 3 days off at West Ham. Yeah. That's fucking brutal. 4 aways in a row, 4 aways in 10 days.
Yeah, but your squad's enormous, and he can play players for 60
FPL,
minutes. And
you don't want
fine.
You know,
No, you're not going to be looking at 90 minutes. It's, you're not probably either going to hit that like wonderful thing where he just rests your guy completely in Europe and starts like he's probably going to do some mixing and matching because he does want to keep advancing in that competition. He's not going to play like, Gravenberch and, all these second teamers for the.
No, it'll be a relatively strong team, I think, too. I mean, it all just comes back to like Mo and Virgil for me, I guess. If you're really trying to stack Liverpool players, I think they'll start every game.
I think Virgil's just not a good pick right now. Like, I'm so uninterested in him.
I don't think he's as good a pick as the Arsenal center backs, but I would be ecstatic if he was my third guy starting every week.
I would be very unhappy if that were my case.
Well, that is your case. So you're unhappy.
He's not my third guy. He's my second guy.
So it's better.
Yeah, I am. No, I am. I'm not saying that like I'm doing something, but he's so expensive. Yeah. He looks like he just looks so genuinely uninterested when he's in the box. Like, I don't know what is wrong with him. That's what it feels like, Yeah. I mean, if he had some more, like, I don't know. I man watch him a lot because I have him all the time in fantasy in the box on these set pieces. And it's just like, he's so languid. Like, he just kind of like floats, or he's happy to take his marker to drift him a little bit to the side to the ball. And it's just like, dude, like, kill them. Like, you're enormous.
Yeah.
You should be...
He went, a month of looking like he's going to score every game.
Yeah, and now he's back to just
then he's back to just like he hasn't gotten a shot in a month since then.
Doesn't care. Not doing it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he cares, but it's a weird... Yeah, but it looks really weird when he just is nowhere near winning the header. It doesn't
He's just
make
too
any
expensive.
Sense.
He's just too expensive.
In terms of the defense, like, they don't play like City and Arsenal. They're always going to concede space on the breaks, but outside of the Welbs absolute worldie that was like lucky to even fall to him, and Brighton didn't do shit. They had 8 other shots through the whole game.
Absolutely.
So that's more what I look at to be like, all right, so if a team doesn't score a worldie or something fucking weird, I still think they'll get some cleans, but
he's just too expensive though.
Can you afford double Arsenal, Virgil, Holland, Mo, Saka, Son, and a forward? Like, probably not. Probably not. You have to.
And Bradley's
you have
right
to save
there.
the $2 million there, and
Bradley's right there. I mean, going through all this is, and I don't know if I'm wildcarding or not. I haven't like done anything, but
you might wildcard tomorrow. You're saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm busy. I got stuff.
Why not?
I might have to click. I don't know, but I mean, is it better to even just diversify? Like, because before I'm like, oh, you can make hay while the sun is shining by piling on Liverpool attack or Arsenal defense, or going through the pile up and the nature of what they have coming up compared to the rest of the teams. Like, would diversify, and I mean, in terms of like not even having that much investment in these teams, maybe, and getting more of like the Tonys in the game.
No, I don't think so.
Too far? A step too far?
I think that's too far. I think that's too far. They're all still in the race. They're all still within like 3 points, and they're just by such a wide margin the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
I still think you want a lot of pieces here, but maybe less than you would have thought a month ago is kind of, I think, where we're like settling. Is like, if you're only Arsenal's 2 defenders, kind of fine with that. Like, if you're only City's Haaland, fine with that. And if you're only Liverpool's Mo, kind of fine with that. Whereas like, I think even 2 weeks ago, I would have been like, oh my God, everyone has triple Arsenal. Everyone probably wants triple Liverpool going into the double, and like at least double City or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's a shift maybe.
That's changed a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. We got a bunch of defense questions. Speaking of the defense, Luke said clean sheets continue to be an absolute disaster. Is there any case for those on wildcard to just load up with cheap fucks, Brandt, Richards, Van Hecke, Taylor, etc., put all the cash in mid and forwards? Bear wants an Ake replacement, not on City, Liverpool, or Arsenal. Speaking of that, Sully, who's the best City defender or keeper for the run-in? And then Bolter building a team of doublers for 34. Who are the go-to defenders for the double in 34?
I mean, there was like 9 questions there. That was a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's a lot there. I just read them all at once. Where do you want to kick off?
One under the radar guy, I think that looks like he's maybe stepped up a level is Aït-Nouri.
Yes, dude. Love that pick. Love the shout. Love the pick.
He looks like
he got the best chance of the game.
Yeah, as usual lately, he's playing wing back and he looks like he's kind of like becoming a man almost where, he's been, he's getting into like kind of the prime of his career years, right? Like he's always kind of been young. What's he like 26 or something now?
He's 22.
He's only 22? This kid's
insane.
A fucking he came in when he was like 18 or whatever.
This
19,
kid's a fucking stud.
Yeah, he just looks like he's just kind of notching up a level.
Yeah, he is. His numbers are...
Wow, he's 22? I thought he came in... I thought he was like 22 when he came in.
Me too. Yeah, his numbers are... He's literally doubling his XG from last season, which was a double of the season before.
Yeah. So he's fucking good. And the team obviously is concerning, but he's 4'6". You're not starting him every week. Like, you're not starting him to play Arsenal. They play City. They play Liverpool. You can very easily start him all the rest of the games, though.
But
and the Arsenal's a double.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're actually starting him the next 5 game weeks, which is weird. But you're starting him away Burnley, home West Ham, away NFO, double, and home Luton.
Yeah.
For sure.
So,
love that.
I think he's a really, really good pick.
Yeah.
Because you also, like, we are sitting here saying, clean sheets are fucking, fishing with the anti-dynamite or whatever it is. Like, you never know when they're going to come.
Yeah.
And Wolves play some games where it's just like, oh, they could concede 5. It wouldn't be a surprise. And then also, out of nowhere, they absolutely shit house and shut down a team. And it's like, oh, great. Like, Wolves 1-0. And they didn't even give up a chance.
Yeah.
They have that in them. So I think Aït-Nouri is a really good option there.
I feel like Sa just like encapsulates this, right? Like, on average, he fucks up so much. He's so bad on set pieces. He's out of position all the time. And he has multiple games a season where he just gets like 9 incredible saves and they clean.
Yeah,
like he's just a pure shot stopper. And so you just run into those kind of games. Like he's a fucking hockey goalie.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of cleans.
No,
but no one does. So
no one does.
Fucking whatever.
So they do have a lot comparatively.
That's how it works, right? He's attacking a lot. Like he looks good. So yeah, I like it. I like Aït-Nouri.
5 cleans.
Yeah,
which is the same as West Ham and Chelsea, who are supposedly like not that bad, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I have Gusto. That's bad. I can confirm that. But don't get Gusto. We talked about Munoz.
He's fucking hurt.
Munoz a little bit.
Yeah, I like Munoz.
Yeah, I think you liked it more than me just from the fixtures for us
they're really
very
tough.
Yeah, they're very difficult.
Yeah.
What any other cheap defenders that you're seeing? I was locked and loaded with Ran, but
yeah,
I know you have Robinson. They just fucking gave all the points back.
They cleaned today, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Easy 3-3. Surely you got an attacker and turned 3 goals scored. Yeah, that was a disaster.
Bradley also is just so fucking obvious.
Bradley is just incredible, but he's on a ticking time bomb of maybe not starting, but for now he's just incredible. Honestly, I don't have anyone else particularly in mind. I'm just scanning through. Again, no one keeps cleans, right? Van de Ven is supposed to be fit. But they have kind of bad fixtures and they blank in 34. Never mind, forget it. But he's so cheap. So he was on my mind. There's not many other players I'm really that
so name like a wild card defense. Like, would you want because this I would look at like Gabriel, like Bradley, maybe Aït-Nouri.
I still think I would go double Arsenal for sure. I think
double Arsenal
for sure for me. They're home Luton, away Brighton, home Villa. Could see 2 cleans there. At least 1, I think, for sure. Followed by a double. That's just... Yeah. They're not the best defense in the league. They're by far the best defense in Europe right now. Yeah. So, that's automatic for me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I mean, Aït-Nouri, I think, would be like nailed in there. Probably Richards, honestly, still. I mean, he kind of came off hurt, right?
Love him.
Yeah.
You're such an American patriot.
Well, he doubles and he's 3'9", right? It's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's all you got to say about that. And then, I don't know who the last one would be. I really don't. Okay. There's no one that comes to mind. It's not Lascelles. He's out for fucking 9 months.
Because like Brandt, like Gusto, like all these guys fucking are awful. Like they could not have another clean for the rest of the year, and no one would be surprised.
Everyone's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it is like Van Heck or something. I mean, they have Arsenal and City soon, so again, you'd bench him there. But they have like a double later, and the rest of their fixtures aren't terrible. And I think their defense is like a little underrated, honestly, at this point.
Yeah.
There's no one I'm thrilled with, though. There's really no one I'm thrilled with. Yeah, what were the other questions? Oh, an Ake replacement. Oh, best City guy? Is it just Stones? I mean, honestly. If you have to pick a defender.
I feel like it's definitely. I feel like it's definitely not Stones. I think it is him, honestly.
Because he starts.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's just disgusting. Just go Rico Lewis.
I think that's a little wild, but I think or a Kanji like with Ake out.
Or
I mean, Gvardiol.
Gvardiol should start every game at left back with Ake out.
Yeah, unless if he doesn't. I mean, who knows? He could play fucking Sergio Gomez comes back from the dead.
He was going fucking crazy on Jack after the game. Maybe Jack's left back next game. Did you see that? He went fucking mental on him on the pitch. Oh my God. And as soon as the final whistle, he like hugged Arteta, sprinted onto the pitch, just started screaming at Jack and doing all the pointing. Like, the fucking. And Jack was like when like your parents find like weed in your pocket or something like that. He's just like, oh yeah, like I'm sorry. You know, Pep's just fucking screaming at him. He even like kind of pushed him at one point. He just like pushed him to like see what he did. And Jack was just like, oh yeah, like head
sorry,
down.
Dad.
Yes, I'm so sorry. It was so stupid.
Sorry, Dad.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I hated it.
What do you think the Ake injury is? It's like, is he how fucked? Little fuck, big fuck?
I didn't really see something that happened, but he all of a sudden was just like, oh, he can't move. Like he was just like basically hopping around on one leg. He actually like made a couple passes before they made the sub, and then as soon as the dead ball was just like, he needs to get the fuck out of here. And Pep after the game was like, he'll be out for a little while. So
yeah. He could have. I mean, who knows? It's a strain, a tear. Who knows? If
yeah,
it's a tear out for the season, but
don't know.
It's hard because at this point of the season, any injury is likely season-ending, sort of.
Yeah, sort of. Especially with the pile-up, right? If it's a muscle thing, it's like you kind of can't. There's so little training time. Yeah, there's so little training time and rest time. It's like you can't just throw someone in who hasn't played in like a month. For some big Champions League game or something. So yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
I feel like we should talk about Spurs too before we just finish off with some questions. I mean,
fine.
We got away with that Son goal, even though he should have scored his other chances. Probably he had 2 other big chances and didn't score. I don't know. Just wondering what Rich does. BJ's got to start at right wing, and I don't know what that means for Kulu. I don't know what that means for Matto. I don't know what that means for Timo. You could tell me that Son, Rich, BJ is the best front three. You could tell me that Timo, Son, BJ is the best front three. I think both. Either way, Son is in it somewhere, and BJ's at right wing. You could tell me Kulu is fucking better than Matto right now playing number 10. I could be totally sold on that. Matto looks terrible. Just don't know really where to go with this team. And I still feel like West Ham, Forest, Newcastle, like there's still goals to be had there before like they have a tough run, but mixed in with a couple doubles. I don't know. What are you thinking?
I mean, there's no world I could possibly imagine occupying where I have anyone besides only Son.
Only Son
from Spurs.
No BJ interest. 5'8".
Yeah. I'm not taking your bait.
No, I'm being serious.
Oh, stop. The thing with them, I think it's, which front three is who knows, but it's also, who's playing in midfield, because what each of their jobs is very dependent on what midfielders are playing. Like all of a sudden they're fully fit, which is,
I know, it's really weird.
It's like they're fit for the first time all year. So what are we going to see?
They have competition in every place,
every
pretty
spot,
much.
Literally every spot in the midfield and attack. Well, sort of in the attack, it's like a little bit, but how is he going to shuffle it around? Like, I don't know. We've also been talking about Spurs in this way all season of that, for all of the men, if they flood forward, they don't create anything. And like, it's sort of been catching up with them a little bit, and they keep kind of winning really late. Really late. They just all of a sudden put a few goals in, but we're seeing them play like good an hour of each game where they just don't do anything. They're just like, they literally just aren't doing a single thing. The game, the clock's ticking by and the ball's just moving around, but nothing's happening. And, I just don't have any confidence in them on any given game to just blow someone away or just do the thing that you think that they're going to do or make good on the promises that they seem to be kind of saying, like telling us from the story of the season almost. Yeah. And they have really, really hard fixtures. I mean, they play Arsenal,
that's the thing, though.
City, Liverpool, Chelsea away.
But next three, what do you think? Because I look at away West Ham, away Newcastle.
Well, terrible for them.
But if you go,
I think at West Ham's terrible for them. I think NFO is a bad team to play right now. At Newcastle's the best.
At West Ham, at Newcastle are two of the they're just two bottom 5 defenses this season, and it's just weird. I know that
who did they just play?
Yeah,
at home.
I know.
Yeah. They could have fucking lost the game.
Nah, I mean, they created a lot in the end. Like, they only got the one goal, but, Son fucking missed an empty net. Like, other guys missed here. BJ missed a fucking ridiculous 2 feet out chance.
Because he's fucking
Timo did Timo stuff, but still.
Timo's playing, so yeah, they missed shit because they
created
have one
lot,
good player and everyone else sucks.
They barely won and could have scored 4. I think both things are very true.
But it's still, that's the thing though. It's like home Luton. Oh yeah, of course, this is not even going to be a game, and it's not only a game, but it's like, oh my god, we're holding on like to the armrest at halftime after they just lost 2-0 by a lot against Fulham. I mean, this team is maybe just in a down moment. I don't know, dude. At West Ham, when they're going to just park to fuckland, I don't think that's good for Spurs. Like, I think that's a really bad fixture for them.
But that's the thing. I think anyone playing West Ham, I think, is a good fixture, is what I'm kind of saying. I mean, it's like, you can say you're going to park, but they concede more goals than like anyone. They're
West
fucking
Ham.
Joke. They were just up 3-1 and conceded
bubbles.
3 goals to Newcastle.
They're blowing bubbies, baby.
Calvin fucking Phillips, baby.
Fat ass fuck, baby.
He's him and Partey are 2 of the most washed, slow, immovable pieces of shit I've ever seen.
We need a George v. Partey sprint session.
Oh my god,
100 meter timed race.
I think Jorginho would absolutely roast him right now. In their current state, dude, Kev running around with a literal parachute on his back and weights around his ankles all game. Partey comes on, Kev is just fucking flying around. So it's just like, oh my god, Kev just like beat the hell out of him. It's like,
back.
Actually, that was Partey. Like, that was Partey.
Yeah.
But
that was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, West Ham, somehow they're in 7th, or 6th or 7th or something. But goals conceded: Sheffield, Burnley, Luton, Brentford, West Ham.
Fine. All of this is a nonsense. You have Matto, and you want to be talked into keeping him for the next 3. And
that's not why I'm asking. I'm more asking, like, do I want to go down to
subbing him
BJ?
After an hour. It's like,
no, Matto.
All of these players have minutes risks, disaster risks, sub early risk. Like, they're all bad.
And they don't have a double. They have a blank.
Is that good?
No, it's not ideal.
Yeah. So, no, get the fuck out of here with this.
Yeah, okay.
It's Son or no one. There's no pick on this team besides Son.
Might be Rich.
No, it's not Rich. You're crazy, dude.
I'm not
it's
that
so
crazy.
Fucking not
I'm crazy,
rich.
but I'm not that crazy.
Oh my god! All right, what's next here?
Let's do questions
with this shit, man.
Actually, who are you capping? It's obviously Mo, right? Or you don't have Mo.
I don't have Mo.
So who the hell are you capping? Kev?
I don't know, man.
Enough of the Kev funny business. Are you gonna get Mo? It's home chef you.
I saw that. I noticed that. Yeah.
He had the most shots of his career today.
Yeah.
Even though 11 of them were bad, he still took 12.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I mean, how many hits do you need to take to get him?
Well, this is where I look at my team. I'm like, am I wildcarding or not? You know, the Mo question is large.
Yeah, it's a big question. Well, you do have Kev.
Yeah, I know. I could just captain Kev. Just fucking chill.
That's not what I meant.
That's what you meant.
That's not what I meant.
I mean, I've been wanting to get rid of Holland, and I just feel like a coward that I still have him.
Just do
and
it.
Now
dude. Fuck that.
Now it feels like when I get rid of him, it's going to be bad. But
but it's always gonna feel like that, right? Like there's never going to be a moment where it's like.
Well, no, the moment would have been this week when he was playing Arsenal, and we were extolling his virtues of scoring 0 points in this game, which he did.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I think it's more. I still have no idea. Yeah, I mean, I would still make a few changes. It would just kind of be like, how like anti-hero do I want to become of like making the kind of like non-mainstream in air quotes picks.
Some people just want to see the world burn kind of moment for you.
Yeah, and you know that's generally my modus operandi. But I still just look at the fixtures and like my life and the rest of the season. You know, when am I going to wild card? And I don't know. I still don't have an answer. You know, it's like the doubles coming up. There's more than one double. More than Game Week 34 double.
Jack Ladd posted many doubles in our live stream channel.
Yeah,
he posted his own little chart.
Yeah, it's so confusing. So I can't even bear to look at it. So I don't know. I still might wild card. Tomorrow, tonight. We'll see.
Yeah, dude, just fucking do it, dude. It'll make your life just instantly better.
Yeah. I mean,
whether points follow or not, you just get all guys you like.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a very wild card.
It should be. It's the end of the fucking season. There's no like new data points. You can just get guys and, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I think I might, and I think I might not, because I still have a good team this week.
You do.
Like my team is good. I could save. I could actually just save. You know,
I mean, Mo could crush you, but I guess you're gonna.
I wouldn't captain him anyway,
Holland?
so I don't really care. No, I'm not. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not.
Who else? Disgusting. Who are you capping on your current team?
Probably Bradley.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I? If I had
He's
Trent,
not even nailed.
Would I captain Trent? Home chef you? Yes. So I would captain Bradley.
But Trent
home
would
chef
be
you.
nailed.
So is Bradley. Who's playing?
Nah.
Who's playing right back? Who's playing instead of him?
Easy.
Dude, Jomez was fucking dog shit today.
Yeah, he had to deputize at left back. He's a good right back though. And he wasn't that bad.
Dude. Bradley's like fucking 19. You think he can't turn around and play? He's fucking...
I mentioned this. This is...
He could fuck 4 times a day. He's 19, man.
I know. Well, he's definitely rock hard all day. We all know how that goes. But, dude, I mentioned this in Discord, actually. It's funny you bring this up. Always, and the fucking comms in footy, only sport I've ever heard of this, always talk about young players like they need more rest. Like their fitness levels aren't there yet. They can't run as much as like veteran players. And every other sport in my life of following sports, the younger players can run longer and harder than everyone and can play more plays and do more shit, throw more pitches, etc. But footy, for some reason, they're always like, oh, you know, like, take off this 18-year-old who hasn't played at 60 minutes, leave our 29-year-olds on the pitch. I'm like, what's going on? I don't understand that trend or whatever, but it is a weird thing in footy.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a weird thing. And I don't know. I also do not understand. So
yeah,
it would probably be Bradley, but I want to get rid of Solanke so bad. I want to get rid of guys.
Wild card, dude. Yeah. I think you should wild card.
So if I want to get wild card, then
you hate both your keepers.
Yeah. I hate most of my defense. Other than, I mean, Gabrielle, maybe Bradley, maybe they stay. No one else.
Yeah, you would keep Gabrielle and Bradley.
Palmer and Son and Kevin are all staying. The other 2 spots are questionable. Tony stays. So yeah, I mean, I would be making a bunch of changes.
And just for the record, why is Tony staying again?
He owes me.
Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Walt's just playing his own game here, folks, for those who aren't following along at home.
He's owed me for a while.
If someone owes Walsh, they stay in the team.
I intend to collect. I will collect from Ivan Tony. Don't you worry, my friends.
Don't you worry.
He's in the team for the rest of the year. He's going nowhere, just like Kevin.
Okay.
I would want to build, have a good third forward or fifth mid or whatever. And yeah, I don't know. I haven't even played with the wildcard team though, so
it won't be hard for you. I mean, we have 6 weeks left, you said, right? Yeah, basically 6 weeks left. Just get players you like and stop having all these players that you don't like. It makes too much sense to me. Just have fun.
Yeah, I could do. Could do.
Yeah.
Well, then I would be getting rid of Palmer, which might go badly.
Jesus, we're already basically at an hour. We haven't done any of these questions.
Palmer has to stay, right?
Yes. Palmer's fucking unbelievable.
I don't. This is my issue every time where I
sub 6 million player in history.
Ever. Literally ever.
Maybe Mahrez. How many points did Mahrez end up on that season? We can't even check, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Love
we
this
have to
website.
Go to some other website.
You can't check. Impossible. But right. Mahrez probably got 180 or something like that. So Palmer could end up best ever, but it'll be close.
Yeah. All right.
Or 200, I think Mahrez got. Should we do these questions or should we just? I mean, there's no other pod. Might as well, right?
Yeah, just let's quickly.
Quick. Callum said, "Is it stupid at this point to not have Muniz and start him every week?" He looks fucking amazing every single game, so I'll give you that. Pictures are kind of weird, but probably fine.
At NFO, home
no
Newcastle,
double.
at Western, home Liverpool, home Palace, at Brenham, home City, at Luton. Yeah, the aways are the good ones. Home Liverpool, home City are bad. I feel like you could probably bench him in those 2, starting for the rest.
Yeah, seems good. I mean, his shot numbers are crazy. Good pick.
Yeah, his shot numbers are crazy, and that doesn't look like there's any sign of slowing up. I mean, they've been just. We hate them here at headquarters.
Not
FMLFPL
anymore.
Headquarters.
I've been kind of into
Robinson
them
now.
This year.
Yeah. Muniz, good pick. What is
good
he?
Pick.
4'7"? Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
So easily rotatable too. Just you can get some mid Eze, someone like that, rotate easy.
Yeah.
Luke said lots of injuries this week. What sneaky picks would be on your wildcard 31 list?
31? What's that? Oh, that's
this week.
I mean, I think Vardiol is an interesting one. We mentioned him earlier.
Yeah. I mean,
really.
You could go. I mean, Muniz, in a rotation, I think is probably abnormal at this point. Not guaranteed starter every week, but rotating with your fifth mid based on fixtures.
I'm worried about Newcastle functioning this week with no AGO boy, and they're kind of getting a little scary to me. The defense, I'm out on Isaac, by the way.
Why?
I think they're gonna just be complete nosedive till the rest of the season. These injuries are just too great. This dramatic comeback against they had no business being. They should have.
Also, Isak in open play.
He didn't do anything.
I mean, he had that one insane.
He made one pass from midfield to
amazing.
break a high line that shouldn't have even been where it was, and he scored 2 pens.
That's West Ham. Things, baby.
Yeah, West Ham just completely fell apart
also,
at the end of the game. But
that were given this week to Isak and Palmer, we haven't even mentioned how fucking dumb and bad those calls were.
Yeah. I mean, Harvey Harnes is back.
Yeah, he's kind of sexy. He
always is.
He's actually a sneaky pick. He really is.
He's your mid there to get.
Look at his fucking history. It's crazy. 6-10, 9-5, 6-12, 13-2. Didn't play the full season any of those seasons.
Availability, not his.
But he's available now. He just fucking gets returns.
He's your midfielder, dude. He's your cheap guy. You were asking me for the cheap guy. You need a free money up, right?
Yeah, he's on the list. I mean,
he should be at the top of the list.
It's basically like if you were to build a template midfield right now, you're playing for points. It's Mo Son, Saka, Palmer.
Yeah.
And then the fifth guy there's a big list of guys. But, Foden's on it, Bowen's on it, Diaz is on it, Eze's on it. Is Kai on it? We haven't talked about Kai in months, but he just starts at striker. He just starts at striker every game. And if he keeps on at striker, yeah. I'm rumored.
Oh, he did play the whole game.
He won a couple headers. He pressed. He headed some set pieces out. That was good. Kai's on the list, and yeah, Barnes on the list. There's not any others, but I don't know who to separate out there.
Do you think Kai is just gonna? He's the striker for the rest of the season.
I mean,
Jesus is just too washed and too bad. He's just so much worse.
And Kai has been a big, big part of the winning run that they were on. Huge part. Goal assist, goal assist, goal assist, goal in that run. Game-winning goal against Brentford.
It's pretty good.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kai's on the list for sure.
All right.
Yeah. But again, the fixture, we mentioned, right? The fixtures, right? Kai, I would say right now, if I had to call it, Kai nailed for both Bayern games. What does that mean for the rest? For the Prem? Don't know.
Who knows? I mean, he knows how to farm with farmers. So
yeah. He's definitely playing, and he'll be able to understand them. He can crack the code. He's like Benedict Cumberbatch in that movie, whatever. World War II code cracking. That's Kai, baby.
Yeah.
Let's fucking get out of here. I don't know. There's some other questions. I can't be fucking
I gotta
bothered.
make a wildcard team, man.
Yeah. It'll happen really quickly, I think. I think your first draft will have 9-ish of the players that end up on your team. It would be my guess. You're going to put these guys in and be like, these are good. And then there's going to be 3 to 4 that you're not sure. Who should I go here? And Barnes is going to be in that team.
He's the first name in.
First name in. We got one anus slap. Shout out to Tom Farrington signing up at the end of the season. Slap the ass, baby. Get in there.
Thanks Tommy. Love you,
Tommy
baby.
Boy. You missed the cup, but you'll be in it next year if you stay subscribed. Any last words, Walsh?
Oh my God. I'll see you tomorrow, but actually I will see you when? Next Thursday.
Thursday for a normal pod Thursday.
Normal pod.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got to let Cole know. All right. Check us out at FMLFPL.com. Follow us on Twitter at FMLFPL, sportspedia.com/FMLFPL. Subscribe, rate, review. Cheers.